Welcome to your weekend focus for February the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th, 2017. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Oh, who fell out here? Seven of Wands. We may be making a declaration saying the way we are going forward, putting our foot down on something, saying it's got to be this way going forward. This is an I demand, I declare. And I'm seeing so much of the red. So, this is definitely a fire energy coming at us. Now we are illuminated under that light there. We are going towards that light. We are turning towards those pillars setting off into a new pathway for us. And we stand at the top of the stairs and we turn around and we say, you know what, I need to do this in my life. I need to do this going forward. And please be with me. Please follow me. Please be there to support me. But it's almost like your mind is made up. Now, you may be saying this to yourself. You could be saying it to other people. So let's put that one back in the deck. And we'll cut the cards and see what our energy is going to be. Now, I'm getting quite a few questions about whether or not I'm doing the weekly videos once again in each individual sign, and each week I try to free up, because it takes about 8 or 10 hours to get those videos all done and up and whatnot, and right now I'm kind of living in between two homes because my mom needs my help, my assistance, so I'm there for her, which doesn't allow me a lot of time at my home. And I can't leave her alone when unattended. There has to be somebody there. So I just can't say, well, I'll be back in an hour or two and do a few videos and then run back. Today I left her for, I don't know, 15 minutes, and I came back and she had strawberries and celery and mushrooms diced up with Rice Krispies over it, and that's what she was going to eat. She decided. So you really can't leave her alone too long. So I am trying, and last week I thought I was almost going to be able to do it, but it didn't happen. But I'm really trying to get back to doing that because I do love it, and I know that the energy is very powerful right now, so I want to give that guidance to you. And as soon as I can, I will. I promise you I will go back to it because I miss doing them as well. But right now, Mom comes first, and I apologize for that. But I try and give as much information as possible in the weekly general so that you can apply it to your priority list, the parts of your life that matter right now to you, the parts that you are working on. Okay, you really just have to take, what I say and apply it to those areas of your life. So anyways, I'm sorry. For our first card for the weekend, we have the Tower card. We'll pick 5 here because it's the weekend. Oh, the 10 of Coins is right next to it, so it's okay for things to fall apart. 2 of Coins is our balance card that sits directly in the middle, so it's all about maintaining that balance, and it might be a little on the tricky side this weekend. The Justice card sits next to that, and then the Knight of Wands. Look at that energy. Knight of Wands has been pretty popular. And we'll pick an Angel card to go with it, or to conflict with it. So we have a lot of fire energy on both sides of this, with the Knight of Wands and the Tower cards, of course, leading the way. It's our starter card. So, as we go into this weekend, especially on the Friday, it could seem more like things are falling apart rather than we're starting to build a new path forward. Honesty. 25, honesty. So 2 plus 5 is a 7. So the seeker of truth. But we need to be truthful with ourselves. We need to be honest with ourselves. You need to be honest with others too. So be careful of what you're saying. Make sure you're not exaggerating the situation this weekend, or you are, kind of adding your own little flair to a story. It may come back to bite you if you're doing something like that. Stick to the facts. And we have the sun going into Pisces this weekend. I think at the exact same time the moon moves into Sag, so both of those will be at a 0 degree. So that's powerful energy. And so I think that's the 3/4 square as well, or it's shortly thereafter that we have the 3/4 square, which means it's a time to not maybe start new things. It's time to, very much like the full moon energy, the lunar eclipse energy gave us, of endings and healing and closure in our life and letting go of some things. But with the Sag moon coming in, I think we will feel a lot more, uh, Sag moon, and then it's mixed with the sun in Pisces. I mean, it's just a selfless kind of sacrifice, or a selfless kind of love. It becomes about the world, or becomes about your home, your family, the neighborhood, the community, a group of people, a group of society, a part of the world that you want to make better. That's how your love goes, rather than it being more shining a light on your own internal. So expect that about yourselves. I mean, we do get a lot more passion, creativity when it's Pisces. We are a lot more spiritual when it's Pisces, with the moon going into Sag. Now we have to go through the Scorpio first. So, I mean, the Tower card makes a lot of sense because we start with that moon in Scorpio. And so our it's at the deepest core, and we are investigating. We are going to the deeper layers. So honesty is really important here to ourselves of what we truly want. Okay, because with the Tower card, it means that the old structures are falling apart, that they don't serve a purpose anymore, or they're worn out. They need replacement. They need probably major repair. And so we are going to start from the ground and build up again, build new. But we have to allow to tear down that tower. We can't keep fixing it and hoping that, putting band-aids on it, hoping that it'll work itself out, hoping that it will right itself somehow, hoping that if we give it enough energy or enough time, or maybe our resources in some way, that it's going to get fixed somehow. It's time to tear it down to the basics and understand what we truly want to build going forward in our lives. And that could be health, that could be well-being, that could be your spirituality, that could be your stature in the community or the workplace, your home. It could be a relationship, a friendship, a partnership. It could be your career. It could be a job. It could be a business venture. What needs to be torn down and completely rebuilt from the bottom up, to lay that foundation and understand what we truly need in order to make something long-term and sustainable in our lives. Now we have the Ten of Coins right next to it. So, I mean, this is beautiful energy because we essentially have gotten the key, or we get the key to open up that box, that treasure chest. And we find it just brimming with abundance, overflowing with abundance. Now, abundance for you could be good health. It could be a new job, stepping into your career, gaining stature within the community, or the job, or the neighborhood, or within the home, or having that perfect relationship, that strong, sustainable relationship, friendship, partnership. So you really have to define to yourself and be truthful and honest with yourself about what abundance truly means to you, because you get the key. Now, what opens it up? It's your passions, it's your drives, it's your dreams, okay? Because we do have the Tower card here. It has to be heartfelt. It has to go to the very core. You have to want it. You have to desire it. You can't just name off something or rattle off something and it's going to show up. It's something that you've thought about. It's something that you really want to step into. Now we have the Two of Coins right in the center, so chances are we're going to feel very unbalanced this weekend. We're not, maybe our brain and our heart will have an argument since we have that square happening with the sun and the moon. And so we're not sure what to go with. What our heart says, what logic says, what our heart says, what logic says. And the two don't really seem to come together. So we could be having these mini conversations with ourselves over and over about what is good and what is bad. We have that declaration. Maybe we make the declaration and then we go, shouldn't have said that. At least not that way. They didn't get it. I didn't make myself clear. I didn't use the right words. So we want to make sure that what we are presenting to others, what we are stepping into, what conversations we are having, we've practiced it. We know what we are going to say. We know what we want to communicate. We know the actions that we want to portray. Because I think it's almost like a tightrope kind of walk here with this. I mean, we have two wheels, so it's hard to balance. Look how tiny that back one is. We don't have any handlebars to hold on to, and we're trying to balance this abundance in our life. And we don't want either to slip, and we're looking at them, we're concentrating on them rather than looking at where we're going. So make sure that, it's not a greed center, or it's some kind of negative energy that is fueling your passion, your drive. Make sure it's not jealousy. I'll show him. I'll show her. Make sure it's not greed. Make sure it's not selfish reasons, but make sure it is selfless reasons, because Pisces is all about selfless, self-sacrifice, self-sacrifice in love and what you do for the world, what you do for your neighborhood, what you do for your loved ones. It's about service to humanity. So him looking so intently on that one pentacle makes me think that, it's like he's riding the bike going, it's mine, it's all mine, nobody can take it from me. He's not even watching where he's going or concentrating on the balance that needs to be. We have Justice here. So this is really wanting to bring in the love, the harmony, the balance in our life. And we can do it, but we really need to remain grounded. We do need to be honest and truthful to ourselves about why we are doing what we are doing, why we are saying what we are saying. So this card is a very strong card to say you need to stay grounded. You need to think it through. You need to understand what that foundation is all about so that you can actually build upon it. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And this is, I think, yesterday or Thursday was the Ace of Wands, maybe the day before. So now we have the Knight of Wands. The new message is coming to us, so it could be a very spiritual weekend for us. We could pick up on, our higher wisdom, our intuition. We could get messages from our angels, our spirit guides, God, the universe, source. The Knight of Wands is new ideas coming to us, new ways of going forward and wanting to go forward. Knights are about action. So look at this fire energy that we do have to actually, and we came off that full moon. I almost think it's about finally putting closure on something, finally walking away from something. But don't be too rash with your movements, because we have the Justice card here saying that we have to be the diplomat in our lives. We have to think it through. We have to understand. Now, the Knight of Wands is also one that thinks outside the box. So Aquarius Sun is very much that, but also Pisces. Pisces doesn't look at anything the way, at first glance, they're always looking at new, and I want to walk up to some people and ask them sometimes, are you a Pisces? Because the way they dress is such a statement. It's not just they threw on some clothes. I mean, it's a statement. And it goes together. And if I tried to do that, I really look like I went to the city dump and found my clothing. I would not be able to match the things so well, and the striking contrasts that go together so smoothly. So this is what happens in our thought patterns. where we just think really outside the box, and all of a sudden it's like, that could work. That could go together. And then we have the Sag moon for that high thought. So the two going together, we could get some very, journal, write it down. You may want to revisit some of these thoughts that you have this week about how to move forward. But this could also be thoughts on how to actually put closure in your life, or healing to come into your life. Understanding how you can actually let go or release to Source, God, the universe, your angels and spirit guides. Oops. I'm not going to do that deck, but we are going to do Journey of Love. So it's a strong weekend for energy. Hang on, I'll be right back. You see my messy room back there? Look at this. Woman of Light fell out. 49. So 9 plus 4 is 13, which is a 4. Our foundations. I think we're going to stick with this card because it's just so beautiful. And it made such a dramatic exit from the deck. Woman of Light. I wonder what the poem is. I asked God for a deepening of my love, without realizing that the deeper I was willing to go, the more it involved letting go. Any part of myself that wanted to love and still be safe, in surrender to the possible, lay the greatest potential for love, at levels before unknown, like a cistern that holds the nectar of life, and gives its precious liquid only to be filled again with nature's flow. Such knowingness is a gift, for if you can embrace the blessing, you can live without question, relaxing and replenishing with each breath, with each kiss, always whole. Wow, that's strong energy. Pure is my joy, my celebration. I know the divine to be eternal. There is no limit to my peace, to my pleasure, as I rise and rise and rise again. Capable am I of receiving the light, of accepting the next level of illumination. I am sacred flesh coming to light. I am the walking temple, the living goddess, she who shines the truth. I come to you now. I am one with you now. I am in the awakened one and the awakener. This oracle brings you guidance that you are to be witness to the presence of an awakened being, either within your own self as part of your spiritual destiny or in the form of a beloved other. An awakened one is in your midst, or soon will be. Receive the blessing that emanates from such a being, for to behold one is a gracious spiritual gift that will lift you to the next step of your path. If you are having trouble discerning the true presence of an awakened teacher in your midst, or even in your own being, remember that nothing is asked from you by such an awakened one but loving devotion, so they may serve the awakening of all living beings. It requires much karmic grace to be granted immediate access to the awakened being, even more to become such a living light. So take delight. So realize the beauty of who you are, staying in the now, knowing that all things, hello Peanut, you're just like rolling me right out of the way here. He's so cute because if I were to say, do you want to go see Grandma? He gets so excited right away. Yes. So remember, pure is my joy, my celebration. There is no limit to my peace. There is no limit. There is no limit to your peace. There is no limit. I know I teased you there, didn't I? You go lay down in a minute. Go lay down now. In a minute. You're knocking everything over. I know the divine to be eternal. There is no limit to my peace, to my pleasure, as I rise and rise and rise again. So we are always evolving. We are always growing. And it's our birthright to do just that. You are sacred flesh coming to light. You are a walking temple, a living god or goddess, she who shines with truth. I am the awakened one and the awakener. So know your empowerment, know your strength. Remember, you're stronger than you think you are. You're braver than you think you are. You're just so much more than you give yourself credit for. Let's go to our wise animals here. Practice patience. Practice patience. Where is he? There he is. So truthfulness. So there's that word. It keeps coming out over and over and over and over again. Truthfulness. Know your truth. Live by your truth. Don't let anybody sway you into agreeing to doing something or being something without feeling that balance, that harmony that goes with it. Truthfulness, patience, and belief. Patience is waiting, not passively waiting, that is laziness. But to keep going when the going is hard and slow, that is patience. Raven reminds you that the situation involves a whole lot of patience. A matter that has recently arisen, excuse me, pardon me, I'm losing my voice here. A matter that has recently arisen is affecting your ability to be truthful with yourself along with others. Raven speaks the truth with love and patience. Don't mind the time or fear running out of time. Don't mind the time or fear running out of time. Instead, believe that what you want to happen will happen in its own divine time. No matter the category of life that you require patience in, love, finances, career, or health, it would benefit for you not to focus on the clock, but instead to work at building a strong foundation around you. It is the right time, and you will know when that time happens, and then you will fly again. You may not know all the factors yet that are preventing your wishes from coming true, and you don't need to. You only need to believe that the moon will light the way and will help guide Raven to the right place at the right time. And we are right in the middle of two of the strongest moons of the year. Well, this time of year, and then in August we'll be revisiting the solar and lunar eclipses again. You know, my mom will sit there, and she'll say, you know, looking back now, she says, and she traveled from Holland to Canada. And when she first got here, she found herself to be coming from a very busy environment to a very quiet and lonely environment. And she talks about how sad she was, how homesick she was, how she prayed and prayed and prayed for a good job, enough money so that she could go home. And she says, now looking back, she knows that God heard her, but knew that He had something better in store for her, because she wouldn't have traded a moment once she accepted and went with the flow of being a Canadian, of living here, of marrying and having children and growing her life. And so, you know, it's humbling to know that, you know, it might take us 88 years to understand why we're not moving forward in a certain direction. So the more that we can be patient, the more that we can just keep working towards building goals, dreams, but happiness and laughter and love and fun. The more that we put our focus into that, the more that we see the path that we are walking into, and how balanced it feels, how right it feels, how natural it feels when it's presented to us. So no matter what the category of life is you require patience in love, finances, career, or health, it would benefit for you not to focus on the clock, but instead to work at building a strong foundation around you. You know, it's kind of like you want more money, so you give it out as an affirmation. I want more money. It's kind of like going to the restaurant and you order the salad and you order a drink, and they go away and they come back with your drink and you look, oh my gosh, you know I ordered a salad, right? Like there is no salad here. There is only the drink. I ordered both. I only have the drink. And it's explained, it's coming in its own time, when it's ready, when the chef has prepared it. I will bring it out to you. And you see the waiter go across the out of the corner of your eye, and you're like, excuse me, my salad, is it coming? We don't do that in a restaurant. We order it, and then what do? We turn to the people we're with, and we make small talk, we laugh, we tell each other funny little things that have happened to us since the last time we saw each other, or a cute little story about a child or a grandchild or something that happened. And we take our focus off of the affirmation and we look towards creating joy. And guess what? That salad shows up each and every time. So that affirmation will materialize. Yes, we have to do our work. Yes, we have to do the hard work. We have to take the steps. But while we're taking the steps, we can't expect that every next step is going to be the wow moment. We need to have a patience, because everything in its own divine time will show up. This weekend, well, we may have something that really rocks our world. But whatever it is, remember that it is allowing you not only to completely rebuild something from the ground up, to really have the balance that is needed going forward, and seeing how we can bring in that balance. But we get the key. We get the key to the treasure chest. We get the key to that overflowing abundance. So we need to quiet ourselves. We need to focus on the positive. We need to affirm what we want to walk into. We need to stay strong in our convictions, disciplined in our convictions about what we truly want in our life, and know that we are getting that key. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.